Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. Today we are talking all about the Kosas Concealer. My god, the birds are so loud. I wonder if you can hear those. Huh? Okay, well, we are talking all about this concealer. I have been testing and trying it for months. I feel like everyone lost their minds when it launched, and there were so many reviews and posts, so I kind of wanted to wait a little bit and really pull together my thoughts and make sure that they were really concise and had a lot of information for you, because I have been testing them for so long, and I have a lot of good information to share, a lot of positives, and then also a couple of negative things that I want to touch on so that you as a consumer can kind of decide if this concealer is for you. So if you're excited for this video and you're excited for more videos like this, then please like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump in and talk about this product. I want to make sure I'm hitting all the points that I have in my brain right now that I want to share. So there's definitely some positives and then also a couple of negatives that I just want to hit on. So let's jump in and get started. So the colors I have in front of me here are color 7 and color 6. Now the reason I have two colors is color 7 is supposed to be a perfect match for the foundation, their foundation that I have also in color 7, which is a really good match for my skin tone, and I wanted to kind of wear these together, compare and contrast, and then I bought the color 6 so that I could have something lighter under my eyes, because I'm not a really big fan of everything being one note on my face. I like to have some light parts and some dark parts, if that makes sense. That sounds kind of weird, but I really like to highlight that area, but not have it be so extreme that, you know, when you see someone with really aggressively bright concealer and you're just like, girl, honey, that doesn't blend. That does not match. Not like that, just something that kind of brightens it up, because like I said before, my under eyes are hella dark. So let's talk about it. I want to swatch both of these for you. So this is the color 7. Here, and then this is the color 6. Now, this concealer is very hydrating. So that is one of my favorite things about it. It is so freaking hydrating, like it is wild. I just want to make sure you guys got a good picture of kind of the undertones of this. So the hydration level of this is honestly wild. Like, I sometimes find that when I wear a concealer, it's like Sahara, no freaking moisture. Like, it is wild, no matter if I put oil underneath, because sometimes I like to, you know, hydrate my under eyes with oil or eye cream or whatever. Like, it is still just so dry sometimes. So having something that's really hydrating is nice for those drier days, but also just nice in the winter, or, you know, when your skin is having a time. Are these birds okay? My god, they are so chirping away. I don't know if you can actually hear, so if you can't hear, I just sound crazy like I'm yelling over there, but I swear they're birds, and I swear they're loud as hell. But so that's what I actually really like about this, and that's one of my favorite parts about this. Something I don't love about the concealer is that the undertones don't necessarily match the description. These are very yellow in undertone, and they're not just neutral or, you know, just warm or something. They just all come off as very yellow. Now, I thought I was going crazy, so I went online and kind of read the reviews online from real people. I wanted to know what real people were saying when it came to the color match situation. And a lot of people were saying that they were skewing very yellow. And I don't know about you, but I find that I need a concealer that just isn't very yellow, unless it's just a corrector and then I'm going on top of it with something else to kind of balance out the darkness under my eyes. I want my concealer to match my undertone, and I tend to skew neutral with a touch of warm, but I'm not a very warm tone person, although I do have a lot of yellow in my skin, if that makes sense. Now, besides the yellow part, I actually really do enjoy this concealer, but there are definitely some times where it does not perform that well, and it's with certain products. So let's talk about it. Now, again, I love how hydrating this is. When you put it under your eye, it feels it does definitely go into those lines under your eye. I mean, let's be real, you are going to have creasing under your eyes because we're human beings and like your face moves and you have lines. If you don't have lines under your eyes, I do not trust you. You are a witch. How? Tell me your secret. So this does go into those lines. That doesn't bother me because I have a real person's face, so that's what should happen. But it does definitely go in the lines. It even when you set it, I will say that it does go in those lines too, and I don't always find that with all concealers. However, of course, there will be some creasing throughout the day, especially towards the end of the day. Now, this lasts for a really long time. That is actually, you know what? That is actually one of my favorite things about this. This lasts for a hydrating concealer. This lasts really, really long. It lasts so long under the eyes. And I also find when I spot conceal with it that it lasts really long. And that is really impressive to me. I do like to set this. This is definitely not something that you shouldn't be setting. Like, you need to set it. Because if not, your girls, it's going to be everywhere. Especially if you're one of those people that likes to put kind of more concealer all over their face as opposed to like a foundation. This will come off on your clothing. Like, this isn't like set, stuck, not going anywhere. Like, it's going somewhere if it's not necessarily set. So that's that. Now, let's talk about mascara, because if you're wearing only mascara on your top lashes, you're good to go, honey. Don't even worry about it. This part ain't for you. Now, if you like to wear mascara on your bottom lashes, it runs a lot. Like, mascaras that don't normally run like at all will run. And I'm not really sure why, but I will have like dots all over, even when it's set. So that is definitely a negative. Now, it runs more with some than not. So if I'm going to go with, let's say, a non-toxic mascara, the Ilia mascara runs hella, like a river down with this thing. It's wild. If I do the Lily Lolo, the big lash mascara, that does not run as much, but it still runs. If I do Lash Paradise, that one runs a lot with this concealer. But if I'm not wearing mascara on my bottom lashes, I do not have a problem at all. And that's just something to be aware of when you're wearing it, because it's an amazing concealer. And I think this is also would be just so great when you're just slapping on your makeup in the summer, when we can finally go outside and have fun. If we can go outside this summer and have fun, throw this on, mascara on your top lashes, and you just look fun, fresh, ready, youthful. It's great. But if you wear a little bit on your bottom lashes, girl, you're just gonna be running all day. Even when you set it with different powders. I've set it with 1,000 different powders. I've set it with Laura Mercier. I've set it with the Hourglass. I've set it with the Honest Beauty. I have so many different powders. I've set it with all of them highly rated, and all of them with other concealers. I have not noticed this problem. So it's just, I don't know what it is about this concealer, but it does run. I don't always wear mascara on my bottom lashes. Like, if it's a night out, I do, just it completes the look. But during the day, sometimes I just don't want to do that. I just want an easier look. So if you're kind of that person that does not wear mascara on your bottom lashes, like, don't even worry, you're good to go. You are going to look snatched all day. But if you are, that is honestly just something that you really need to keep in mind, so that by the end of the day, you're not looking like a damn ragamuffin, because no one wants that at all. No one wants it. But besides that, honestly, this is a really, really nice concealer. The negative parts are definitely not something that I love about them, but I can make it work, and I will still be gravitating and grabbing to this concealer when I need it. However, there are other concealers that I love that are clean, that do work with mascara on my bottom lashes. So I have an option, and in general, when it comes to concealers, I usually have a couple on hand. Something that works for drier days, something that works with no makeup. This is something that works really well with no makeup. Something that works for like a snatch, like I want to look so good all day. You know, I have a bunch of options, so it's nice that I have a bunch of things. But if you're the type of person that only wants one concealer because you're normal, no one needs 100 concealers, no one, then I don't know if this is necessarily for you. But I'm really happy with this concealer. I think once I kind of figured out the best way to use it, and I think for a lot of products it's trial and error, right? it's trial and error. You have to figure out what works best for you. Once I figured out how it worked best, I was definitely a lot happier with it. And I don't know, I fell in love with it, and I can definitely see why people love it and why people don't. Now, I think if you're definitely an oilier skinned person, this might not be for you because it's just so hydrating. Like, it doesn't really, what's the word? It doesn't really set down 100%. So it's not, it has slip to it, if that makes sense. So if you're already oily under there, I would not recommend this. If you're a dry skin person, I do really like this. I do find sometimes it'll cling to little dry patches, but not all the time. Just sometimes, some dry patches. And yeah, that's really it. That's my whole synopsis. I'd love to know, have you tried it? What are your thoughts? Do you want to try it? Let me know down below. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.